Great. We're live. Welcome to another episode of the
Excellent.
College Educated Whites College Educated Podcast. It is Friday. This is actually our. Oh, I was gonna say this will be our last stream for the for this season. Excuse me. But we may actually have a special German election stream on Sunday. I'm not sure.
Nice.
The expert hasn't gotten back to me yet, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. So what's up?
I just saw it on the news this morning about the Trump lost Arizona. Sorry if you can tell by the tone of my voice, this is quite the loss for democracy.
Yeah. Breaking news. Trump loses Arizona.
You are fake news.
That's so crazy.
I don't know, it's just hard for me because, like, what about all the bamboo fibers?
I know, that's what I'm saying. There are bamboo fibers everywhere. Where'd they go? What happened to them?
I think it's really funny when they do these like recounts, and I don't know the numbers that I sent you a picture of the numbers that are shown on CBS, but like I think that Trump ended up losing like 250 votes and Biden ended up like gaining 90.
Yeah, I feel like that always happens.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's like whenever there's a recount, it almost always works in against the person who wanted the recount.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
just interesting.
It's a little silly.
Really makes you think, huh?
Makes you wonder what they're not telling us.
Yeah.
It's silly. I can't believe this is still going on. You know, we're almost a year. It's been almost a year since the election happened, and people are still clinging to this idea that Trump is going to zoom in on like a magical helicopter and take back the White House.
Flash Gordon, like cloud speeder.
That would be amazing. Oh my god. One of the best movies ever made.
That movie rocks.
I'm just tweeting out our shit. Yeah, it's a pretty good. It's like there were some epically bad movies. Like we were talking about Dune, right? Like Dune was an epically bad movie.
Yeah. But I feel like I feel like Flash Gordon. I don't know. I haven't seen this movie since I was like 12, but I feel like it like the pacing was better than in Dune, and like it worked. It worked more. I don't know. I think also it was different source material, so it wasn't like they weren't, because like Dune, they were trying to like adapt like one of the like quote unquote greatest novels of all time. Mm-hmm. While it's like Flash Gordon was like they were trying to like adapt some like pulp shit from the 30s.
Yeah. Still
so like though. It was kind of apples and oranges.
I wonder what were people thinking? Oh my god, I just got this. Hold on, I'm gonna play this. I think you can hear this if I play it.
Can't afford to sit back passively. Watch the debate unfold in Washington, D.C. And so we're trying to meet this moment, simultaneously deal with the crisis at hand, 2.3 million acres that have burned so far this year, experiencing and enduring the hottest summer in recorded.
He's talking about...
You know how I knew it was him?
Why?
I heard his voice and I could feel my blood pressure rising.
know.
My hands were just clenching into fists.
I'm sorry the volume was so loud. I don't know how to turn the volume up on that, but yeah, what a douche. Like I'm just scrolling through Twitter and I just see.
Hey Newsom, why don't you do some forest management? Why don't you clean up the forest floors?
Yeah, right.
You hear about they're like wrapping a lot of these like super old sequoias in like fire blankets and shit to like protect them from the fires.
Yes,
that fucking sucks.
I agree.
What a just fucking lame thing. Like that this is even an issue. It just sucks.
It does suck. I don't even know what to say. I just don't know what to say. Like it's just such a mess. Well, and as somebody who... Oh wait, hold on. This just in, breaking news. I need to get a Wolf Blitzer thing where he says breaking news.
Yeah, it'd be easy to get the clip.
Porn videos interrupt a Hurricane Ida meeting.
Nice.
Okay. I guess that apparently they're having a meeting about Hurricane Ida, and some hackers broke in and started streaming porn videos.
That's awesome. I feel like hacker is used very loosely for a guy that just went into the Zoom call.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't do any hacking, you know.
Well, hackers like hacker and terrorist, like anybody who's a homophobic Mario.
Oh, oh yeah, we could talk. Have you heard about this? They're gonna do.
No, I have his Mario. I'm gonna try to follow him right now.
There's this new there's like a new Mario movie that's coming out.
Oh no, I just saw homophobic Mario on Twitter.
Is that the guy's at?
Coming out?
Yeah. And the casting is really seems fun, except that they are casting Chris Pratt as Mario.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand. I saw that thing where it said Chris Pratt Mario, and I was trying to figure out like what.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, so they have Jack Black as Bowser, and I feel like they should have just had him because it's an animated movie. They should have just had him also play Mario.
It's an animated movie.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be an animated movie.
Oh, so we won't actually see their faces.
No.
Yeah, why? Well, first off, Chris Pratt, I feel like is not. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Why did they get an Italian guy with a goofy voice?
I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, I don't know. I've heard theories that like Shrek basically ruined like the way that they cast animated movies because like before Shrek, it was like to cast your animated movie, you'd have a bunch of like just like working character actors, not only like vocal actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, voice actors. But then Shrek came along, and then like the whole marketing for Shrek was that they had a bunch of like famous people in it. And then like everybody after that just started doing that instead of like having people that actually do voices. They just have like a famous person who is not a voice actor.
Yeah. So they do that. Oh, go ahead.
Well, they did like Toy Story or not Pixar does that kind of.
Yeah.
And it's like it can be funny. I think that can be funny. It's just I don't know. I think that it's not necessarily like the best idea.
The other day, my kids were watching Maleficent.
I've never seen that. It looks fun. It looked awful.
Yeah, it was awful. So because you mentioned like famous people being cast into movies that where they don't belong, like as voice actors, and the same thing happens. In my opinion, like whenever I see a movie with Angelina Jolie in it, and I don't have anything against her personally, it's just like she's not an actress; she's Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's more of a just person, like famous person.
Yeah, so
I don't know what's like a good movie she's been in. I don't know.
I don't know. Hackers.
Hackers.
I don't know. She hasn't been in any good movies. Because when she's in a movie, she's just Angelina Jolie. She's not believable as a real human being.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. Okay. I don't want any of this stuff. But who's some other? But there's other actors. Like I feel like who are some actors who are famous but are still great? Like when they're in a movie, they're believable as somebody.
I don't know. Like, well, do you mean just like people like Daniel Day-Lewis or something, or like what?
Oh yeah, Daniel. Well, there's a great.
Well, he's also like quote unquote like the greatest actor of like this century. I don't know. You know what I mean?
The greatest actor of this century, and
I don't know.
Have only been around for like 100 years.
Of what?
Movies have only been around for a century.
No. I mean, like he's of modern, like
of our generation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I believe that.
Or like I don't know.
I just want to say this: YouTube is so gay. Like it's so annoying that I have to manually start the stream every time we want to have a stream. It's just
I think so
gay and annoying.
See who else? I don't know that. Well, there's like actors that like are just themselves in the movie, but like are still good in the movies, like Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray is an excellent example of somebody
because he's just Bill Murray in every single movie, but he's good at that, and it works in the movies. You know.
Yes. Oh no, I guess we've been live. Dang. How the fuck does YouTube work? Yeah, Bill Murray is a great example. So that's something that's funny. I think that having famous people just be themselves in the movie is good. They should do.
Yeah, I know. It seems like it can work, but like it doesn't a lot of the time as well.
Oh, my dog's going crazy.
He's going fucking ape shit.
It's just I don't know. I'm just done with the fucking homeless people. Anyway, we got like way off topic. How do we got to start talking about Bill? When you were a little kid, you thought every actor was Bill Murray.
Really?
Yeah. You'd be like, hey, isn't that Bill Murray? Like, it's like the only name you knew or something. So you'd always say, and the funny thing is my son does the same thing. He's like, you know that guy, Bill Murray?
That's really funny.
And I was like, well, how did they settle on that name?
Huh?
There's this Ohio State Senate candidate, J.D. Vance, who's arguing against the need for a rape and incest exception in abortion laws. The only reason I bring this up is because he looks like a young Norm Macdonald.
Really? What's his name? Like, Eddie Vance?
J.D. Vance. He looks like a...
J.D.
So if
Vance?
you took Norm Macdonald when he's all fat from like the cancer medication, but made him young, so he stayed fat but he was young, that's what he looks like.
Yeah. What a stupid fucking stance to take. He looks like Van Morrison. Do you know that Van Morrison's Irish?
Really? I don't even know what he looks like. Hold on. Van.
I didn't know that he was Irish because I feel like his whole thing as a musician is like very like Americana based.
Northern Irish singer-songwriter.
Yeah, right? I was very surprised. I didn't know that he was like... Because like his whole thing seems like it's very like Americana. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm in the South and I'm like, you know, sitting on the water. It's America.
I'm in the South with my darky friends.
Yeah. My brown-eyed girls.
Oh, I never connected that brown-eyed girl was about black girls.
I think it is, like, actually.
Oh, wow. What? This is why you guys tune in. This is a hard-hitting...
So we can just Google shit and think about it.
What is brown-eyed girl really about? Loading. Hold on. Oh my god. So you know we're buying a house, right? So we're buying a house, and then I want it to. Hold on. I hear something crazy going outside. I just gotta look outside and see what my dog's doing. I think she's...
Yeah, that's no worries.
There's like a lot of things going on at once here. I don't even see her. Where's she? She's ripping something up. Anyway, so we're trying to buy a house, and so that involves looking around at a lot of houses. And I'm like an idiot. I messaged somebody on Rocket. I'm sorry, on like Rocket Mortgages or like Realtor.com or whatever. And so now I'm constantly getting phone calls from these people.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. And I don't even understand like how they choose to call because they're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast, right? So they'll call me at 5 a.m. because it's 8 a.m. there. But they'll also call me at 11 at night when it's 1 a.m. there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you like? So like every single one of these guys, I feel bad for them because they're just doing their job. But I'm like, stop calling me. Stop calling me. Stop fucking calling me. It's crazy. Like, obviously, if I haven't picked up the phone the first, like, 27 times that you called me today, I'm not interested. But they keep calling me. And so I pick up the phone. Stop calling me. But what comes out of that is, oh, he answered the phone. Let's keep calling.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
I just threaten their lives. That's what I do. I just make extreme threats. Huh?
I used to get calls from the military all the time.
Like yeah, me too.
because I had like looked at officer, what do they call it? I don't know, officer candidate school or whatever, OCS, and then like I was on a list and they're constantly calling me and I'm like, look, I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. So then I think I said like that I was on a terrorist watch list and they took me off. They never called me again.
That's funny. I remember when I was at community college, because this is like where they go. Like there's always like four of these guys just trolling the campus for like somebody who's like, having a hard day, so they can like fucking get them to enlist.
Yeah.
And which
boyfriend
I don't know,
I broke up with you or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's extremely awful that they're like preying on people who like, I don't know, I feel like, because I don't know, I have opinions on this, but like just like community college people are like just barely scraping by, like staying in college, and like you're just gonna fucking prey on them. I think that's extremely fucked. Yeah. But I remember like I had shaved my head like once. I just like buzzed my head, and then like all of a sudden these guys just started talking to me like crazy.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was really funny. Like they're like, "Hey, this guy looks like a patriot."
Yeah, that's you look like somebody who, this guy could catch a bullet.
Yeah, this guy looks like he'd be some fucking fodder for us,
Yeah.
For an IED.
If I were African American. Oh man, Twitter's just the worst. I'm gonna waste my time on this shit. Let's see. So anyway, yeah, we're way off track. Haven't even really started the show yet. So, but we did talk about Trump losing Arizona. I guess we started off with that.
Yeah.
So fuck that.
We hit the quota for politics. The
fine. Bamboo fibers. That's just the craziest thing. I talked about this to my students from all around the world, and all of them are just like, man, what the fuck is wrong with America? And these are people from like totally crazy ass countries, right? Where there's like a revolution every 20 minutes, and they're still like, what in the fuck is happening in America?
I just I can't, like, I feel like like you go home, you just work your shitty like fucking factory job. You go home and like you're just exhausted, and you go lay down in bed, and your wife's like, she seems a little off, and you're like, well, that's whatever. Like, I'm just gonna go to bed, and you lay down and you find some bamboo fibers in your bed, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that happens.
Are you fucking around on me with some Asiatic? With some celestial?
Some bamboo fibers. Well, how do you feel? This has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but you made me think of this.
I was just a bit.
This new movie coming out, Internals, or I don't know, whatever the
Eternals. I think
what's it called?
So.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The one with Angelina Jolie.
The Eternals.
Talking about her. Yeah.
So I think it's. So I've only seen the ad. Like I guess that's like all. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it past that. But I think it's very funny that like it seems like everything in the like so in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Thanos doing like the fucking finger snap thing, that was like their 9/11. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it was like their huge event that just changed the world. And so like anything that is introduced after this event, like they have to explain why they didn't take part in the event. Like, why didn't you guys help?
They need a whole movie just for that.
And that's like, it seems like that's part of this in the ad for this Eternals movie. Is they're like, why didn't you guys, like, you guys are like the guardians of Earth. Why didn't you like help? Why didn't you help at all? And they're like, oh, well, we have rules that like,
But now we're going to come out.
Yeah.
Now that there's some like bullshit like villain that they just pulled out of thin air.
I don't know. Isn't it like the Planet Eater? Isn't that who it is?
Galactus? I have no idea.
Yeah, Galactus. It looks like it was Galactus.
Who is the villain?
They showed like a screenshot of Galactus, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or like when in the ad, there's like a clip where they show just like fucking Galactus.
Warlord Crow. The Eternals trailer finally reveals the film's main villain, the deviant Warlord Crow, a dangerous new villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This looks fucking retarded.
When I Google Warlord Crow, it's just a bunch of like Warhammer fucking figures and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks gay to me.
This Eternals movie, it does look gay. I I don't know. And also, so another thing is like if they're trying to do some like superhero team, I feel like when they did the Avengers, it was like the product of like 10 movies. Like it took a few movies to get to the Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they had all these characters established. Whereas like it looks like the Eternals, they have this team that's bigger than the Avengers, but they're just throwing them all in the movie at once. And it's like, no, like don't worry about it. Like there's no established. Like that's a very DC move.
They're more powerful than the Avengers. Well, so yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I dislike about this. So first off, the movie is full of famous people that are not believable as superheroes.
Literally Angelina Jolie, like we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Salma.
Oh, is that why you brought it up?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of people in this movie that I just feel like I'm not invested in them. Like, Robert Downey Jr., he's famous, but he is Iron Man.
Yeah, like he was good in that movie or in those movies as that character.
Chris Evans, he is Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Chris Hemsworth, like all of these guys. Scarlett Johansson, they were all famous, right? But they are that character. They're incredibly good at that character.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even know who the Eternals are. Like, I'm not interested in them. And also, I bring this up like all the time, right? Like the reason I dislike these types of characters, these immortal, indestructible characters, is because they got no skin in the game.
Yeah.
If you can get smashed with like a fucking meteor the size of a planet and you just shake it off, then I can't relate to you. It means nothing.
It's rough because like I think that like these characters can be written well, like so that it works. So like an example of this would be like in some of those like recent Superman movies, which kind of sucked. Like it was like the reason like
kind of.
Yeah. Like the reason that I think that the character kind of worked of like Superman was because like yes, he's like this all powerful being, but he also has like these like American ideals of like, yeah, he's not gonna like fucking murder anybody because like that's not what he believes in. So he has like a code of ethics, I guess, that keeps him from like just being indestructible. You know what I mean?
But then the movie always just descends into a CGI fuckfest.
Yeah.
And so
no, I agree.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, yeah, I agree. Well, like, I don't know, maybe like a better example would be like, you know how like Dr. Manhattan, like he's like an all-powerful being, but like because of like the way that he perceives time, it basically like nerfs him because like he can't like process like anything matters because he's like, to him it's already happened, so he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so that's what I think is very fascinating. And we've talked about how Alan Moore is just like, Alan Moore is not a comic book writer, but he writes comic books, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a great writer. So many I want to get into comics, but I just fucking can't because they suck. Because the writing is terrible, and they all these big loopholes, and there's big loopholes in Watchmen also, but I think that Alan Moore took a basically a god character, and he wrote so well about the god character that it made me. I wasn't invested into Dr. Manhattan, but I could understand. Like, okay, I get this guy.
Yeah,
and it made sense. It made sense why he didn't just do whatever, because he was completely disconnected. But like, then you'll take a Angelina Jolie's character who's been alive for 700,000 years, and somehow like she still is like deeply invested in like whether like the barking dog gets smashed by the meteor or something,
Yeah.
And like she wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna play something real quick. Let's see if this says anything. I'm gonna probably get Google now.
Of all the upcoming MCU projects, Eternals has been the most mysterious. The characters have no real mainstream recognition, and the first trailer was heavy on atmosphere but light on information. Well, now we have a final trailer, and a bunch of things have become clear. We know that the events of Eternals are tied directly to the events of Avengers Endgame, we know why the Eternals didn't get involved in that conflict, and we know that the bad guy is gonna be, drumroll please, Crow. Who, you ask? Allow us to explain.
Okay, I don't even know if I want to keep
God, who cares?
So okay, my last thing I want to say about this movie, another reason why I dislike it, and I brought this up a little bit earlier, is that it's going to be a CGI fuckfest. The movie is being directed by some Chinese Academy Award-winning director.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, I've seen the trailer, and it just looks like a bunch of garbage CGI. And I know this sounds racist as fuck, but if you've ever seen a Chinese movie, you know what I'm talking about. It just looks like Chinese CGI, which is terrible.
I don't think that's racist because you're not attacking Chinese people. You're talking about like an industry, like a whole industry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but see,
like something that you have a qualm with the industry.
But a bunch of fucking neckbeard white people who don't understand that not everybody in China is Chinese. They, like, whenever you say the word Chinese, when you're talking about when you're talking about China, the country, they immediately get all butthurt about it and upset because they don't get it. Like, guys, there's like dozens of ethnic groups in China. There's one majority ethnic group that is racist as fuck and like literally practices systematic ethnic genocide against the others.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
And in a way that Americans can't even begin to comprehend because Europeans have never done anything that bad, believe it or not. Like, but everyone's like, oh no, China, oh you hate Asian people. No, that's not the fucking point. The problem is that Chinese movies, like from the country of China, are terrible. And I will say
there was the Holocaust. You know, that was a pretty big systematic thing that Europeans did, I guess.
Yeah, but like, so great. Now you're gonna make me defend the Nazis. So the Nazis killed 6 million Jews. Mao killed like 20 million Chinese people.
Yeah.
Stalin killed like 40 million Russians or something. Like,
I'm trying to get you to turn this into an argument where we discuss like the value of a Jewish life versus the value of a Chinese life, based on like how many there are in existence. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to say that, then yeah, I guess like Hitler definitely was worse because he killed like quote unquote more valuable people.
There's a soundbite.
Yeah, I know. Well, only because like there's less supply. That's something I think is so interesting. Like I love how like people that come from like vastly dominant ethnic groups like always complain about being a minority.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
You know, I don't really understand how like Jews are like a protected class because like I don't know, my understanding is that like most of them are pretty like well off. You know what I mean? I don't know. And like involved in like finance and shit. Like it seems like they're basically just white people that are generally like well off economically.
Well, so it's really interesting. One time we had a neighbor, and he was actually like, this is back when we lived in a few houses ago, and he was actually like outside the window jacking off.
Oh my God! And
saying he was like gonna kill me and stuff. Like I didn't even know this was going on. Like I'm sitting there working. I had my head. This is many years ago, and I was sitting there working. I had like my headphones on, and then like suddenly I kind of see something out of the corner of my eye, and I look outside the window, and he's like out there like in the courtyard masturbating, and he's like I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. Can't wait till his fucking wife gets home. I'm gonna fucking kill him. I can't wait to fucking kill him and stuff like that.
Oh my God!
And so I called the police. Because like of course, like it would have been way more satisfying just to go out and just like punch the guy right in the dick.
Yeah.
Because he's an old guy. Like he couldn't have put up a fight. But
yeah.
Instead, I call the police like a pussy, and the police are like, "Can you describe the individual?" And I was like, "I don't know. He's like an old Jewish guy. He's got long curly hair."
And it's immediately hang up on you.
Yeah, they're like, "What's your last name?" No, so then they're like, the lady's like, because she said, "What's his race?" And I said, "He's Jewish." And she said, "Jewish is not a race, sir." And I was like, and I said something like, I said something like, "Well, the Jews and like every European would probably disagree with you."
Yeah.
And then there was just like silence on the other end of the line, and I was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't be sassy with the police. But yeah. So I think the same thing. Like if I saw a Jewish person, like if I saw Gal Gadot walking down the street, I wouldn't know she was a Jew. Honestly, I think she's a light-skinned Mexican. Right?
I know. Well, I think so. I think that she definitely probably looks like an Israeli. I think that that's kind of what Israeli people look like. Or is that maybe that's just like the IDF fucking propaganda getting to me? But
yeah. I just want to say I don't think all Israelis look like Natalie Portman and Gal Gadot.
Yeah. Oh, is Natalie Portman an Israeli?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
But when you think about that, like there is a look, right? Natalie Portman and Gal Gadot have a look, and it's a similar look.
And what is that? But like I feel like because I'm around Mexicans all the time, like I feel like that would just be the mental jump that I would make. I'd be like, oh, this is just a very attractive Mexican person. Yeah. You know what I mean?
When my wife and I were in Colorado, because we went to see our great grandmother was on the edge of death, right? And she said she wanted to go back to her hometown. This was like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something, or maybe longer, 9 years ago, and before she died. And nobody would take her. Everyone was too busy to take some time out of their schedule and take her back to her hometown in Colorado.
That's crazy.
So my wife and I at the time, like, you know, and we really didn't have anything. Like we had just gotten out of grad school. Like she didn't even have a full-time job yet. We were in a really weird situation, and we thought, you know, fuck it. Like she might not even make it to the end of the year. We'll just take her to Colorado now.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to get too much into family dynamics, but you know the people I'm talking about who wouldn't want to take her, right? Like, I mean, it was pretty, in my opinion, like pretty crazy that they couldn't take a fucking break for just a couple days and take her back home.
You're talking about people that have been retired for like 20 years and like actually have tons of free time to do this and the regularly resources. Travel.
Yes. Yeah. yeah. And regularly travel. So anyway, so we load her up and we take her to Colorado via airplane, which was a crazy experience because I hadn't been on I'd been on a plane, but I guess I hadn't been on a plane with an old person. And like the TSA like freaked out about a prune juice. They were gonna make her strip down naked because, you know, my great grandmother had huge breasts, and so they like, you know, so her like bra
was so setting fucking off. Crazy.
Yeah, and she's just kind of like, well, I'm old, I don't care. And
really?
Yeah, like they were gonna they had her take off her blouse, and they're gonna have her take off her bra. And like somebody else came up and they're like, no, you're not doing that to this old lady.
Nice.
Yeah. Cause she was like 80, you know, she must have been like 88, 80, or maybe 90 at the time. Cause she died.
This is how the terrorists are going to win.
She died right after that with old ladies. So anyway, so we get to Colorado and it was, I've just like gone off on a tangent here. It was actually really great. We took her, she ran around, she saw all of her old friends, you know, people she hadn't seen in decades. A lot of people, they didn't even recognize each other. And like one of the first things they'd say to each other was like, oh my God, you got so old.
Yeah.
So they all carried like these 1930s yearbook photos with each other, with themselves, so they could show it to each other and be like, oh, that's who you are.
Nice.
Anyway, what were we talking? Oh, so my wife was there, right? And Colorado, this rural part of Colorado we're in is very, very, very heavily rural and white.
Yeah. And
the only colored people they have are black people that they ship in to play on the local basketball team. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's what they do. And so everyone would look at my wife, and you could tell like they had this kind of calculation going on. And they look at her, and they didn't really know what she was. Because, you know, my wife is she's ethnically ambiguous, right? It's like, if she has black hair, but if she has sunglasses on, you can't tell what she is. And even without the glasses, you don't know like exactly like, you know, what kind of Asian, as cringy as that is to say, she is. And also, she talks like, you know, she's born and raised in America. She sounds like a Midwesterner, right, when she talks.
Yeah. like most Asian people who live in America do.
Yes.
Like who are like.
Well, and
sorry,
I think it's funny because like I grew up in a military town, in a Navy town, right? And in the 80s. And so the thing is, I didn't even know any Asian people that had accents.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Because every Asian person I knew was Japanese. Most of them were old as fuck, or they were like, you know, third, fourth, fifth generation Japanese. And so they all sounded like my grandma.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't meet Asian people with accents until college, I guess. And so I guess it's funny to me that like Americans think all Asian people sound like they can't speak English, because that's not my experience.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's funny because we're walking around in Colorado, in this rural town in Colorado, and everyone's looking at my wife, and you could tell they don't know what to think about her. And then they talk to her, and she sounds like an American. And they have this kind of split second, and you could just see like the gears click in their head. And they go, well, I guess she ain't black, so she's okay. And it was hilarious. Like, you know, once they kind of eyed her up and down and decided that she wasn't a black person, they're like, okay, you're part of the crowd. It's okay. And then they're super nice to her.
That's really funny.
Hilarious. Anyway, let's take a quick break. I need to check some messages. We will be back after these commercial messages. All right, we're back.
Hell yeah.
So now I wonder if like did the link change? So that one landed in like something crazy.
No, the link to the Twitch
YouTube
or whatever?
The YouTube live stream link changes.
I think we should just fucking stop fucking with YouTube. Who gives a shit?
So the only reason I mess with YouTube is because on Patreon doesn't connect to Twitch. For live streaming, it connects to YouTube.
That is very odd.
It
seems very odd to me.
Well, it has other options, but YouTube's the free one.
Hold
on, let me just look at them real quick. And the thing is, I don't even know if it really. Maybe nobody watches our YouTube feed. And I'm surprised. This is the first time we've ever broadcast on Twitch where somebody wasn't watching us. Somebody's always watching us.
Dang.
Always watching us. It's probably a bot, but yeah. So if I try to live stream on Twitch, on a Patreon, the options I get are Crowdcast, Vimeo, and YouTube.
Oh my god!
YouTube's the only free one.
Vimeo. Who the fuck is using Vimeo?
I don't know. But it costs it. But I have to pay for it.
That's weird.
That's gay. So what were you saying? So yeah, we're talking about this Eternals movie. Oh yeah, so back to this Chinese shit. Like, I feel like when I watch the trailer for Eternals, it just looks like a shitty Chinese movie. I've watched so many movies. It just looks like shitty Chinese CGI. It's a shitty Chinese movie.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care anymore about these like movies. I don't know. I feel like, I still like see them all, I guess. I don't know. But like, I don't really fucking care about it.
I won't go see Eternals. I don't think I'll, unless my kids just suddenly get really excited about it, which I don't think they will. Because my kid, the other thing is, I think it's interesting is like, my children don't relate to these super powered characters, right? Like, my daughter, has almost no interest in Captain Marvel. She likes Black Widow. Because she can't relate to Captain Marvel. Even though she probably looks more like Captain Marvel. My son, he doesn't, I don't know, he's more interested in like, Batman and Captain America. He doesn't really care about Superman or like, Green Lantern or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was really funny the other day, we're walking through the store and there's all the Halloween shit is out. And he said, "Hey, that's Deadpool." And I said, "How do you know about Deadpool?" I feel like a 6-year-old should know about Deadpool, but.
Well, there's like movies now.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like my kid has never seen a Deadpool movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really inappropriate.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
Go ahead, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just like get so many messages. Jesus Christ. Eternals. That wasn't even on our list of shit to talk about. What is on our list?
I don't know. I didn't put anything on this list.
I want to talk about. Well, so this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a few days. Boomers sucking up all the real estate.
Yeah. So what's going on with that? Like, there's some boomers sucking up real estate. Let me click on this article.
Well, it's an NYT article.
Oh, fucking paywall.
Yeah. I can't even view it when
the paywall times.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me try to get it up, and then I'll see if I can gift it to you.
I could zoom through most of it, actually. Let's see. It's just I fucking hate I hate the news.
Yeah.
I hate the news. I want to just get into print news, like just read the like San Diego Union Tribune or something.
Yeah, we got to pay for that too.
I know it costs money. It seems to me like they're always running these deals that are like for 5 cents you can get the like Union Tribune for like fucking a year or something.
Yeah, well, that's their method to suck you in.
Grab them by the pussy.
I remember like in like high school they were always trying to get us to like sell that shit, and like I remember doing that, and I'd like sign up for it, and then they just never send me the fucking newspaper.
I don't know what to say.
But it was like 5 cents, so it was like whatever.
I'm trying to pull this article up so I can. The thing is that also the New York Times like app is shitty for. I just don't know how to use it. Oh, here we go. Boomer.
Oh, so are they just saying that old people are just staying in their houses?
Yeah, so I'm trying to
this concept of aging in place.
Yeah, exactly. So historically, there's always a big transfer of. Well, okay, so I shouldn't say always. In the last 70 years, when the modern kind of real estate market developed, there's always been a huge transfer of property between generations.
Mm-hmm.
So of course this has only happened like once or twice, but now they see that once or twice as being like the way it's always supposed to be. Anyway, so the thing is that old folks now, they're not leaving their homes, especially because they don't want to get stuck in a nursing home where they're going to die of COVID and be isolated from their family. So
yeah,
they're
I think that's fine.
Yeah. So this.
I mean, it's their fucking house. So let them just stay in their house. Who cares?
Yeah. Okay.
They should stay in their house. It's probably better.
The reason I wanted to bring this up is because I think that this plays into a couple other issues that we bring up on the show from time to time.
Like the entitlement of the fucking younger generation.
Yeah. So one, I feel like the younger generation is entitled, and they feel like, oh, it's my turn. I deserve. Like, it's a very this is the thing I don't like about Gavin Newsom, right? Like, it's his turn to be the governor.
Yeah.
Like, he's put in his time.
If he was a woman, he would have not gotten in with that ideology. Like, 'cause that was like Hillary Clinton's thing.
Yeah, and the thing is,
people fucking hated that.
I do agree that Gavin Newsom has put in the time. He's a career politician. He knows how to get things done.
Yeah.
And that's why despite everything, he's had a relatively successful run as governor. I mean, obviously he's doing a good job. He didn't get recalled.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with Clinton. Clinton was probably the person we needed to have as the president during all the shit that happened between 2016 and 2020. Just because she knew how to pull the levers of government.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, whatever. So in time,
but her emails.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's, I always come back to that. That's what keeps me up at night.
It's just those emails.
Yeah, exactly. I can't let that one go. The emails.
anyway, this baby boomer thing.
Yeah, so old people don't want to get out of their houses, but young people feel like they're entitled to get the house. They're waiting for old people to die so they can buy their houses.
I think that this isn't like a new thing. Like, I feel like the people who are now old probably went through this as well. To an extent, I think that this has been like a joke in media for like decades. Just the idea that it's like, oh, can't wait for them to fucking die so I can get their house,
So I think that it's not. I think it's different now because there's more people now than there were before.
That's true.
Because think about it, like, in 1830 or whatever, your mom and dad own a house or a farmette or whatever, right? In Eastern United States. and you're just like, man, I want to have my own farm. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just go to Oregon where they're giving land away for free.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I'll get like 700 acres and I'm just going to have this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck old people, man. Anyway, but the reason I want to bring this up is because I think this plays into an issue that I see a lot of folks talking about, and that is that there's a housing crunch or a housing crisis in the United States. And as somebody who's been looking for a house for years now, I can tell you there's no shortage of houses. There's plenty of houses. If I wanted to buy a house, I could buy a house right this second. I could just call somebody, put the money down, and buy it. I think I lost.
Is that true?
Yeah. Go on like Zillow or Realtor.com or some website, and you could find thousands of houses. There are houses there to buy.
Well, so then to you, like, what is the issue?
So the issue, I think, is speculation in the real estate market that prices people out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for example, my house has gone up in value by hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Now, will I capitalize on that and make a small fortune by selling my house? Probably. Is it right or real? No, it's definitely not real. My house is not worth what it's listed on the internet for. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And I'll give you an anecdotal story here. A few years ago, when my wife and I were looking to get a new house, the cost of homes was rising faster than we could keep up. We couldn't save money fast enough to make a down payment. And it wasn't because there was no houses on the market. What was happening is cash buyers would come in and they would buy a place that would have been perfect for us as a family to move into. And then they would put a fresh coat of paint on the outside.
Fresh coat of stucco.
Yeah, fresh coat of stucco over the siding, right? They would maybe they would like paint the bathroom gray. I don't know. Millennials like gray bathrooms for some reason.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand that. I've seen that a lot. I don't understand it.
It's a thing right now. I hate it. I fucking
Gross.
hate it. I hate it. Like I'll look at a house and it's like beautiful farmhouse built in 1730, stone farmhouse, right? And you look inside and it's all gray drywall.
And you're like, oh my God, yeah.
What the fuck did you do to this place?
That's something I hate on these like renovation shows, because they do this all the time where they're like, yeah, this house is like, like 200 years old. And then like they go in and they're like, yeah, let's rip out all this like fucking just beautiful like aged wood that like doesn't, literally you could not get lumber like this to replace it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
It does not exist. And then like they are like, yeah, now it's great. We're gonna do this great like I don't know like I forget what it's called, but it's like when you get the brickwork and then you like splatter it with fucking white. It's like a German schmear, I think, or something like that. It sounds like a porn thing.
It does sound like a porn thing.
I know, but there's all these like stupid. I don't know. I hate these like renovation things because they just have an awful fucking sensibility, I think.
Yeah, they're horrible. Well, my neighborhood, all the houses in my neighborhood are around 100 years old.
Yeah, they're all like fucking these beautiful old like craftsman style homes and shit.
Well, they were beautiful old craftsmen. My house is included in this. Somebody gutted it. They ripped out everything beautiful in this house. Like in this wall behind me, whenever you hear me tapping on the wall, there's a fireplace in here. It's just been covered up. Why? It's just fucking insane. They just destroy these houses. Every time I walk, and this happens, I could walk down the street now and I'll see a house being renovated, quote unquote renovated, where they rip out all that old redwood and shit. Let me give you an example. My next door neighbor here. So there's 3 houses that were all built by the same guy in 1920. Mm-hmm. And he, and my house the bottom has been dug out. So now we have a crawl space underneath, but the other 2 houses, they are sitting directly on the ground. It's literally a box sitting on a ground. That's the house.
Like there's no foundation.
These are not fancy houses. These were made. Yeah, there's no foundation. These were built, in a different time. And so my neighbor had a flooding issue. So he took up his floor and he went under his house. And that's when I was able to see this. The house is literally sitting on the ground. These old redwood timbers. They're 8x8s. They're fucking huge pieces of wood.
Dang.
Yeah. And they're sitting on the dirt, on the mud, right? For 100 years. Zero rot.
Yeah.
No bugs. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So he actually he didn't want to disturb that wood because he was just like, like shocked at the quality. So I mean, maybe this is like silly or whatever, but he ended up digging around it and like putting up some I don't know, trusses or whatever you call them underneath the house so he could preserve the stuff that was already there. Anyway.
Dang, nice.
Yeah, but most people, what they do is they just cut that shit out. They hire a dumpster and then they just haul it off to the dump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so fucking crazy.
It's one of the reasons I hate living here. Like, I hate living in this part of the world because there's no respect for, like, for the I don't know, what do you call that? Just for like what has come before us,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it would
be
like, oh, do you just mean like in America or do you mean just like in Southern California? I feel like this is like all across like America. Like I feel like this
it's all across the United States. Yeah, no, that's what I'm telling you. I'm looking at these houses that are built in the 1700s, like early 1700s, these farmhouses, and they just get fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why there's that one farmhouse I was telling you about, like the last show or whatever, which I'm really interested in because the guy there, I think, is like a wacko and has preserved everything. Anyway,
dang, he might be interested in selling to you then, because you have you have the sensibility to like not fucking just like turn it all into some bullshit.
Yeah, what I got to do is I need to figure out how to tie up all my property so my kids can't piss it away.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. We're talking about. I told you about how like Anderson Cooper wrote like a new book on like the Vanderbilts or something, and he was just basically talking about that, how like Cornelius Vanderbilt. Yeah, I know, seriously. How like Cornelius Vanderbilt.
Oh, sorry, wait, it's Anderson Cooper, so it'd be.
Yeah, Anderson Pooper. Am I right?
Yeah, the silver cocks.
Cornelius Vanderbilt, titan of industry, was like born on like a farm or something. Like basically fucked off. Started like a shipping fleet. Just became like the richest man in America, like to the point where it was like 1 in 20 US dollars was like owned by a Vanderbilt.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's just in insane numbers. And then him and like, I don't know, the subsequent, like I think his brother took over and then like doubled his fortune. And then but then afterwards, like the generations after just fucking pissed it away. They just spent money and did not make money. To the point where it's like they just pissed away this insane fortune. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, it's just so fucking crazy. And it seems like this is just what happens. Like, if you have anything, your kids or their kids will piss it away. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, and I agree. I mean, because in my own family, I've seen that happen. Like I'm the aftermath generation. I'm part of the generation that is can look back and see like, wow, my family used to be fucking rich. Where did it all go? Like, it's really disappointing to me. And so I thought about this a lot because I'm part of the generation, or maybe my kids.
And it's funny because like I feel like by rich you mean like they owned some property. Like it wasn't like, it wasn't like vast wealth.
Well, okay, so yeah, our family. I'm not talking about like my family was the Vanderbilts or whatever, but yeah, they had assets. They had both land and money.
Mm-hmm.
And many of these assets that they had were income generating assets. So it wasn't like they just owned land that did nothing. This was land that was rent generating. All you had to do was the bare fucking minimum. Right? And anyway, so I feel like it's either gonna be me or my kids who will be the generation that like we're the upswing generation, right? And and I feel like it's just how can I tie up all of the wealth so that the kids or my grandkids or whatever can't just fucking piss it all away?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there has to be like a way to do that. But also it's like, I don't know, I feel like something that might be even more important would just be to like, if you could find a way to just like instill your values into your children. But like, I don't know, you can't really do that.
Well, so this is the way. See, I've thought a lot about
this.
Because
do you understand what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's even more important.
Well, yeah. And so let me try to. This is my plan here because, like I was saying, I've thought a lot about this because, I dedicate so much of my time to trying to build something up for my kids, and because this is like my view. I think a lot of people are like, I want to get a car, or I want to be rich or whatever. I don't. That's not my goal. Like my goal is for the next generation or two. I'm trying to set these guys up.
This is the long con.
Yeah, exactly. And so the way I think to do this is to live poor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the reason that Anderson Cooper is doesn't care about his money and just like spends it like crazy and has, no eye on the future is because he was rich and his mom was rich and his dad was rich. Everybody was rich. So they live rich. They piss money away.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that for my children, I would like to, I'm not talking about like starving them or whatever, but I want to live relatively poor.
Like frugally.
Frugally. Yeah, that's a better word than live poor.
Yeah.
So that so that when they're adults, they're not like, oh, well, we just go to Paris, like whenever we feel like it, or we go to international vacations every 3 months or something.
Yeah.
I want them to grow up and just be like, oh, fuck, wow, like, we grew up like, clipping coupons and like looking for deals. And so that's just like instilled in me as an adult.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my plan. I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that probably would work because I think that's kind of like because I know people that just don't live like I feel like I live pretty frugally because like I feel like my parents live pretty frugally, compared to like what was happening with like people I knew around me, who were just pissing away money like that they didn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
So that like now they don't have this like mindset of like, like it's cool to save money and like, not fucking just piss it away the second you get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the main reason to have money is to use it to make more money.
Yeah.
Because money doesn't, obviously, I'm not saying money doesn't buy happiness because it definitely does. But once you have money, I don't think that turning money into things is a useful use of the money.
I think what you're saying is like use money to generate more stability.
Yeah. Because I think everyone should always be like thinking, so I know I've probably mentioned this guy like a dozen times on the show. I had this Chinese professor and he was in China during the Chinese Civil War, during World War II. And Dang. He fought for the Japanese, he fought for the communists, he fought for the nationalists. Basically, whatever army was rolling through the territory, they would conscript him because he was a little boy.
Dang.
And he'd have to go fight those people. And so in the late 1940s, he saw the writing was on the wall. So he worked to get the fuck out of China. And the only reason he was able to get out was because somehow he had got his hands on a gold coin.
Nice.
And so he was able to give that coin to the boatman, who then put him on a ship to Hong Kong. And then from Hong Kong, he was able to get to New York City.
That's crazy.
And it's really crazy. I regret that when I was younger that I didn't have more foresight to talk to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he had such an interesting story. But also he could barely speak English. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, so this is my feeling is you always need to prepare for like a disaster situation where your money has no value anymore, where you're like, and I'm not talking about prepping, because I really think like the idea of prepping is stupid. Like having 10,000 MREs is not like a good way to get prepared.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I think that there's a difference between like shit like that, and then like owning a bunch of guns and like dumb shit versus like, oh, like it's good to have like a few cases of water or like, you know, and like maybe like, you know, some canned food. Like that's different.
Yes. And so I've kind of like lost my train of thought here. Basically,
I don't know, what we're saying, we're talking about like
making stability.
Yeah.
And so that guy's stability was a gold coin. Now he like accidentally happened to have that. That's how he was able to do that. But I think that you can create stability in many other ways, and your money should be used to do that. Your money shouldn't be used to buy like jewelry or like buy.
Fucking
I mean, you
cars.
can buy jewelry, but like, what's that?
Fucking cars and shit.
Yeah, like Jay Leno, right? Like this, I saw like this guy garage, and it's just full of expensive cars.
Yeah, he just keeps buying cars.
Like, what's the point?
Well, he's also like exorbitantly wealthy, so it just doesn't like money has no meaning.
Yeah, I guess. But the thing is, like, so his children, if he has kids, I don't know, maybe he's gay, I don't know. Like he would, you know, his kids would have no, like, money would have no meaning for them either.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is kind of an incoherent rant.
Yeah, just, I don't know. I feel like we've kind of gone off the rails, but it's fine.
I just feel like people should use wealth to build a base for themselves. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's move on with this topic. It's getting boring.
What's another topic?
You know, today's show, we don't have a lot to talk about. I mean, there is a lot to talk about, but
Have you heard about this Dear Evan Hansen movie?
Yeah, I think we talked about that. Where people,
I saw it yesterday.
Oh, did you see the one where he'd be digitally de-aged?
No, I don't know if that's real. I think that's like a joke somebody made. Yeah, or is this real? Like a de-aged version? I don't know. That sounds like a joke to me.
We always get all these followers, and they must not be real people. Like, this dude's name is Pedikin. That sounds like a fake name.
Pedikin?
Like,
I think that de-aged thing was like a Twitter joke. I don't know if that's real.
Oh, okay. I thought it was real.
It was bad. It was not a good movie.
Why was it so bad?
It was extremely cringeworthy. Like I was like fucking just cringing like the whole time I was watching the movie.
Yeah, why did you go see that movie?
I thought it'd be funny, and it was kind of funny, like in a like unintentionally funny way. Also, I have A-list, so like you get to see 3 movies a week, so I just see like every fucking movie.
Use it or lose it. How much is that A-list?
It's like $25 a month. But I mean, if you see like a few movies, like you're already spending it. So like you just see more movies and it like works out. It's like you're only paying like a few bucks per movie. I don't know. I think it works out. It's fine. And also you can see like the all the like IMAX movies and shit. So like if you just go see the IMAX movies, it's even more expensive and it doesn't cost you anything extra. You know what I mean? I think it's a good deal if you see a lot of movies.
So you know what I've realized here? I'm always thinking like we get a new follow like every show. And what I realize is that we get these follows, but then our number of followers never goes up because people just follow us, I think, to get the follow back, which I don't do because I don't know how to use this system very well. And then they unfollow us immediately. Like it's like I think they're trying to like game the following thing.
Yeah, I know people do that. Like I know on Instagram that's a big thing. People do that. And it's stupid because that's an artificial following. Like that's not real numbers.
Yeah, seems weird.
I don't know.
Anyway, so you saw this. So it's $25 a month. That seems like a good deal.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's like a little bit of money, but like I don't know. It's like because I was seeing movies anyway, and then like you'd see like 2 movies, and you'd pretty much hit that number, and you're like, okay, well, I may as well just pay for it so I can see more than just 2 movies a month. You know.
Where do you see movies? At AMC?
Yeah, I see them at AMC because I have the A-list thing.
Oh, well, we go to Ultrastar, where it's
I think they have like a thing like this too.
No, it's just 10. Every movie's $10.
Oh, okay.
So, because I'm trying to think, like, the thing is, you know, it gets expensive. Like, we go to. So first off, I grew up going to
the Vogue,
a movie house, where you pay $1 and you could sit there all day long and watch movies.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
Yeah, it was super awesome. I mean, as long as you didn't mind watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Basic Instinct, and Friday the 13th all in one
Yeah,
sitting.
seriously. Right. Man, I wish I was older, like when the Vogue was still around, because like that was awesome. I remember going to the Vogue for stuff, but like,
Vogue, yeah.
No, but I mean, like, I wish I was like the age I am now, so like I could just go like fuck off.
Yeah, I wish I was too, because the Vogue closed down when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I feel like I wasn't old enough to appreciate it. I don't know, because now I would definitely take my kids to the Vogue, because that's what I did. Like, we would go and watch 9 hours worth of movies, whether you wanted to or not.
Yeah.
Because so fucking watching, cheap. Like, one time we watched like Dances with Wolves, Silence of the Lambs, and what's another like? And then, but it's always paired with a weird one. So it was like Dancing with Wolves, Silence of the Lambs, and then it must have been like Three Ninjas or something. You know, like it was just like the weirdest shit.
And they're all movies that had like that came out like 8 months ago.
Oh yeah. At least.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would get like when Star Wars came out, they got Star Wars right away.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dang.
So like I think I saw some shitty movie there. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time there, but also the concessions. Like I could go get a box of Sour Patch Kids for $1.
Dang. I wonder why they went out of business.
Well, but the reason they went out of business is because I think the people who owned it were old and they didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's too bad.
That, or the people who had the lease jacked up the price of the lease.
Yeah, that's also probably what happened.
Because my feeling on this is that I think they had a good business model. You show old movies on a big screen with a big sound system. It's really cheap. You know, the Vogue was always packed. It was never empty.
Yeah.
And you sell concessions for a good amount of money. Like every time, you know, the concessions sold like hotcakes. Everybody is buying shit. Mm-hmm. You know, now, like when we take our kids to the movie, now like we will get concessions just because we're trying to prop up the movie theaters, because I feel like they need more money.
Well, I don't know about that, but like I just I'm going to like fucking AMC and shit, so like fuck them. But like I always go to like CVS or Target and like get some like dollar candy.
Yeah, I usually do that too. But like so recently we have been trying to, because the thing is, you know, like the Vogue. Oh God, I wish I had gone to the Vogue more often, so that like maybe that they would have kept in business or whatever or something.
Yeah.
You know? Like if you don't go to a place, it goes out of business.
Yeah.
So that's why we were buying concessions. But yeah, before the pandemic, same thing. I just go to CVS and load up because I can't afford, like, so it's $40 for us to go see a movie. 4 people, $10 each. It's another $50 for like nachos, a hot dog, a Coke, and 1 candy.
It's a fucking joke. It's crazy.
I think I bought a drink and a pretzel at AMC. It was $25.
Oh my God.
Or something like that. It was crazy.
That's so nuts.
Yeah, and so I feel like instead you should just. I think what am I trying to say? I think it's better to sell volume than it is to sell on luxury, because I'm not buying luxury items. It's just a soda. Mm-hmm. So sell volume.
Well, that's an issue I have with like fountain drinks in general. Like just to derail the conversation even more, is like it's pretty much a negligible cost for the firm to have these like fountain drinks machines.
Yeah, seriously. It's like 3 cents or something.
But like they're always like the most expensive item if you buy a drink. Like when you go to like, I don't know, just even like Jack in the Box or something, like the drink usually costs more than like my fucking dollar menu like burgers and shit that I buy.
Yeah. Well, I never buy fountain drinks. I just get water.
Yeah, I always just get a water cup.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, but I agree. I think that this like cheap movie house thing is a model that could work, and like you just, you know, I don't know, like it's a business that definitely could work. It's like a good model.
Yeah,
and I think it'd be good for the community.
Anderson Cooper. My mom, Gloria Vanderbilt, wanted to be my surrogate. She's 85 years old.
Gross.
Yeah, seriously.
Why don't you just adopt a fucking kid, you piece of shit?
Anderson Cooper does have a kid.
Does he? He probably adopted it because he's gay.
No, it is a surrogate or something. I don't know. I'm not going to click the link.
I don't understand that. Like, I don't know. I feel like, fuck. I don't know. A lot of people they really go to extremes to have a child that is like theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's wacky.
Because I don't know, like of course, like someday, like I'd love to have children that are mine. Like I'm not like a proponent of just adopting out of the gate. Like I'd love to have kids that are like literally like my children by blood. I think that's something that's important to me. But like if it just doesn't happen, and like whoever I'm with, it like still like we like as a couple like we decide like yeah like we still should get a kid. Like I just go adopt a fucking kid. I don't know, like get one of these kids that nobody fucking wants. Like what? Why?
Get a cat.
Yeah,
pizza.
Yeah,
then you're gonna chase
like,
me. Then we're gonna make a spaghetti meatballs. If I make sure spaghetti meatballs, I catch you with the spaghetti meatballs. Then you gotta eat.
What the fuck is this?
I guess this is the guy who does the voice for Mario.
Oh,
he's an old white guy.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to adopt somebody else's kid.
That's true. That's another fucking issue. That's a whole other thing. Because then they're like, oh my god, like who are my real parents? And you're like, what the fuck? I've been like, feeding and clothing you for like 20 years.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like I know people who've been adopted, and that's exactly what they do. Like
they have a fucking complex about it.
Yeah, and then like they end up hating the adopted parents. So like so for example, in my family, there's people who were adopted into the family who ended up like just selling off all the family assets. You're not even part of our fucking blood.
Yeah.
But because of a legal loophole, you get access to all this stuff and you just piss it all away. You don't fucking care about anything. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Apparently there's panic buying going on in the UK right now about petrol, as they call it.
That's very funny that they call it that. I can't wait to get a fucking electric car. If like when I'm like I don't know, when I'm in a position to buy a vehicle, I'm just gonna get an electric vehicle.
Yeah, so this is first off,
because I fucking hate paying for gas.
Yeah, I haven't paid for gas. It
fucking sucks.
Finding out that Chris Pratt is going to be Mario is the exact opposite feeling of finding out that Idris Elba is going to be Knuckles.
That's really funny.
Just reading tweets. No, so
is that racist that they're making Idris Elba Knuckles? I feel like that's kind of racist.
Yeah, I guess it is. I hadn't thought about that. Why couldn't he be Tails? Well, is Sonic the Hedgehog a black guy?
I don't think so. Well, he has like white arms, right?
Chris Pratt's Super Mario Brothers casting angers Italians and Nintendo fans. Oh, it looks like the girl from from Queen's Gambit is going to be Princess Peach.
I don't like her as an actress. I think she has a fucked up face.
Yeah, I agree. Like her face is just too weird for me to look at.
I know a lot of guys that like they just like they're like, oh my god, she is like the most attractive woman I've ever seen, and I think that she has a weird fucked up face.
No, yeah. To go back to talking about Gal Gadot, I would choose her over this lady. What is her name?
I don't know. Did you watch that Queen's Gambit show?
I only watched one episode. I wanted to watch it, but I'm just too busy.
So I watch.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Well, so my choice was to watch Queen's Gambit or to actually play chess, and I decided to play chess.
Yeah, seriously. I like watched a few episodes of that show with my parents, and like every character was just so fucking despicable. Like they were all just extremely bad characters, like just bad people. And it was like to the point where I was like, I don't want to fucking watch this anymore. Like I do not enjoy watching this. Like they're just awful for no reason. You know what I mean?
Oh. Well, I don't know. Video is Newsweek. Okay, Newsweek is not a white supremacist. So video of white students being told to leave a multicultural space goes viral.
Isn't Newsweek like they're kind of like a tabloid though, right?
Yeah, but I was thinking like because I follow a bunch of people on Twitter. I'm trying to make sure I'm not like retweeting like something from like a outright whatever. I mean, which I retweet stuff from New York Post all the time, which is pretty outright.
Yeah, they are now. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because I thought that they were just like a tabloid too, and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't know. This seems like they're like a fucking alt-right mouthpiece.
Yeah. Anyway, so
follow the money, I guess.
We were talking about something before I did that Mario thing.
What were you talking about?
It was something I wanted to comment on that was interesting. I guess it wasn't that interesting because I can't remember.
Roll back the tape. That's why we need an intern or something.
I know.
What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. I went on some rant. Well, it's Friday. Fuck it. Yeah, so guys, this may be our last show for a while. This might wrap up our first season. I don't know. We got like 16 episodes plus a couple bonus episodes in a season. Not bad.
It's pretty solid.
Well, the reason why I'm calling this a season is because I'm going to be out of town and I don't think I'm going to be recording. I
don't think we should.
Well, I probably will live stream because I'm going to be visiting a lot of historic places. And so I think I want to live stream this stuff. And I've decided I'm probably just going to do it through the College Educated Whites live stream on Twitch.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. There'll be random live streams. I'm not gonna have a schedule up because maybe I just won't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if I do something, that'd be great. I don't know. So do you have any recommendations?
I listened to a Kinks album the other night that I really liked. It was called Arthur and the Decline of the British Empire.
Nice.
It was a really cool like concept album. Really good sound. I liked it.
Right. Arthur and the
Decline of the British Empire.
It's a long title.
Yeah. This was their long titled album phase.
Every band goes through it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I am recommending a book called Nature's Garden.
Nature's Garden?
It is a foraging book.
Oh, cool.
We were talking about foraging last time, and so I don't know. It's pretty good. One of the things, so we were talking about Chris McCandless and Into the Wild, and so this guy has like a whole chapter dedicated to that, which is pretty.
Oh, really? That's funny. Oh, is that what made you think about it?
Yeah. And then also, it's really interesting because I didn't realize this, but in a lot of Arthur or the Decline of and Fall of the British Empire by Sanctuary Records, the complete expanded set, $160 on Amazon.
Jesus. So I guess for the album, it was supposed to be like a radio play. Like the Kinks had been like, they had been like approached by whatever like studio and was like, they were like, hey, like, or we want to make like, I don't know if it was a radio play or a TV play. And like, we want you guys to like do the concept. And like, they had like paired up with a writer to like do this whole thing. And like, they're working on that. And they also made like a companion album. And I'm talking about like, it's an album that was that it was just like, that was their concept album. And then the like actual like show it just fell through.
Oh, that happens.
For rich people.
Yeah. Well, I have two. One is the $11 album, and then here's the $160 one that has like all the records and CDs and DVDs and laser discs and all that shit.
Nice. Laserdisc.
So Nature's Garden, I recommend it because I guess a lot of foraging books, they have huge disclaimers, like pages and pages of disclaimers saying, if you go out and you eat something and you die, it's not my fault. I don't recommend you follow the advice in this foraging book.
Yeah.
And in this guy's book, he specifically says, look, the whole reason I wrote this fucking guide is so that you can go out and eat food that you find by foraging.
Nice.
If you die, it's probably because you're an idiot and you didn't read the book. But if you read this book, you will not die. So identify the food and eat it. This is what the book's for.
That's cool.
It's a good book.
Is it at the library?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I own a copy. So.
Oh, okay.
I usually only recommend stuff I actually own. Except for all the times I recommend stuff I don't own.
Nice.
Anyway, all right. So we'll be posting on Twitter about whether or not we're going to have our Sunday show. Like I said, we have a guy in Germany. We have boots on the ground in Germany, and haven't heard back from them yet. So
it's a little scary concept. Boots on the ground in Germany.
I know. That's why I phrased it that way. All right. Anyway, goodbye. See you guys next month. Actually, we'll be back in October. So If you
yeah.
need your fix, we'll see you in October. Have some Halloween extravaganza. You know what we forgot to talk about on Wednesday or whatever, on Thursday? We forgot to talk about the Moon Festival.
Oh, is there a Moon Festival?
Since we shit talk China so much. Yeah, Mid-Autumn Festival.
The Moon Face Festival.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's next year. All right, so until next time, we will. I don't know. Well, I was going to say until next time. See you next time, but then